want to show you some other techniques that are helpful for transferring images. Again, the goal being to take your images that lie in your mind and putting them on paper or some other format. So these are all hand-drawn techniques. And we know about the grid technique. I can draw a grid over this car. So if I want to draw this car, there's several ways I can do it. I can just do it by sight. I can use tracing paper or carbon paper or a light table. But one way to do this, if you don't want to do a grid, is you can kind of really look at the negative space involved with this car. And you can see this line. So you can try drawing this outside contour line and just really establish that. And you can transfer it on paper. And you could even annotate the thing you're drawing so you see what's going on. And just get these angles onto the paper, again, using that scribble technique that we talked about before. And you can sort of pick off the, if you focus on the negative space rather than the car itself, you'll tend to be able to pick up the shapes more clearly. So you're drawing actually what you're looking at rather than what you think you see. Is that conundrum that we encounter often. So that's one technique, is really focusing on the negative space, not doing a full-scale grid, but just trying to pick things off, because grids take forever. So that's one technique. Another technique, of course, it's very easy, is tracing paper, okay, which I won't go over because it's so easy, but I'll do it with a big, I'll use a red here just so it shows up. So obviously I can lay tracing paper and just draw over the car. It's all real fast, and I can pick up the car. And the reason we're interested in this pursuit right here is because if I want to modify a drawing, in other words, I like this composition, let's say, or even the basic form of this car, I can take it from an established photograph and just trace it, and it gives me a starting point to work with, so I get my perspective right and my composition right, and then I can modify the car however I want. I can put scoops on it or whatever it is that I wish to do. So that's a tracing technique. And then, of course, there is tracing paper. Again, these are old techniques, but they work well. And here I will use a pencil and with paper underneath, and I can just draw with some hard edge instrument, and I will get the transfer right to the paper. Okay, like so. Very simple. And two, a lot of the drawing techniques, what we can do is that we can do this transfer. That's what this was, and this is all graphite. You can establish your tonal values with graphite on this tracing paper, onion skin paper, we called back in the day. And charcoal doesn't work very well with that, but graphite does, and it looks really good. And then this I just happen to have here. This is a manga drawing. You know, we looked earlier. I talked about eye drawings, and you can see a lot of this is very sequential. Here you make a circle, and you follow certain rules. And I don't know if I'll do this on video or not, but it's straightforward. And this isn't finished, but it's amazing how quickly techniques can help you make good drawings. But of course, it takes practice. It's not a simple technique. If you don't like drawing, the scribble technique is great. Just draw a lot, get a lot of ink or graphite on the paper, and then go over it, find lines that you like, and work with it in that way. Thank you.